First page. Today's Hindu paper, July 26, 2018. July 26, 2018. In the first page, you have to read important articles. Imran Khan's party forges ahead in Pakistan polls. Imran Khan's party forges ahead in Pakistan polls. In Pakistan, yesterday there were elections. As you all know, Nawaz Sharif got arrested on corruption charges. There is a limited choice for people in Pakistan now, and democracy is not stable in Pakistan from many years. In Pakistan, military is very strong. Unlike India, where civilian government is very strong, in Pakistan, military is very strong. Imran Khan, the former cricket player, Imran Khan is a former cricket player in Pakistan. He had a political party, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. Imran Khan's political party name is Tehreek-e-Insaf. This political party now is little strong in Pakistan. Let us see which political party will win. PPP, Pakistan People's Party, Asif Ali Zardari, Pakistan People's Party. Have you heard the name Benazir Bhutto?
Yes.
So there is a party called PPP, Pakistan People's Party, Asif Ali Zardari. This party from many years, a very strong party in Pakistan. So let us see how this Imran Khan's party and PPP, all these things will fare, and what now is a time to forge alliances. Forge alliances means formation of coalition. Formation of coalition. See, when no political party can able to win in the elections, if no political party have a sign of winning the election single-handedly, it will forge coalitions. Coalitions means group. Okay, for example, say ఇప్పుడు Janasena party in Andhra will forge with either it will forge with TDP or Congress or Prajarajam party, no Prajarajam party, YSRCP, all these things. This is called how forging of coalitions will happen. Clear? So Imran Khan's party forges ahead in Pakistan polls. So this you should understand. Imran Khan had a party and all these things. And next thing, if you see the Hindu paper title words, Hardik Patel aides get 2 years jail term in Visnagar rioting case. You all know Hardik Patel in Gujarat is fighting for Patedar reservation. Reservations for Patels. You all know Jats are asking for reservations. Kapus in Andhra are asking for reservations. Patels in Gujarat are asking for reservations. Marathas in Maharashtra are asking for reservations. So you should also know reservations and what is the issue behind reservations, what are their claims for reservations, all those things. So you should think about, see, after seeing Hardik Patel name, you should question who is this Hardik Patel, why he got arrested and why there was a jail term for him and what are the issues revolving around him, and you should think. And reservation policy, why reservations, and is reservations actually reaching the needy person? Are the reservations actually reaching the needy person? So if possible, try to write a small 4 or 5 points on this. This is how you have to develop your writing skills. Done. And coming to President Trump calls Chinese trade practices vicious. Next, on the top side, President Trump calls Chinese trade practices vicious. V-I-C-I-O-U-S. If you don't understand the meaning of the term vicious, immediately you should see the dictionary. See, whenever while reading newspaper, if you don't understand a term, don't be lazy in seeing the dictionary. If you are lazy in seeing the dictionary, you will never develop your vocabulary. Vicious means bad practice. Vicious means bad practice. It is vicious. The opposite of vicious is vice. Okay. Virtues. Virtue and vice. Vice is the meaning of viciousness. And virtues means good things. Opposite of virtue is vice. Vice or viciousness is one and the same, and the opposite thing is virtue. He is a virtuous person. Virtuous means good. Virtuous means good. So whenever you find a new word, you find synonyms for the word. Vicious or VAC, vice are both the similar words. The opposite is virtues. And whenever you find new word, you try to understand the meaning. ఏదైనా కొత్త పదం ఉంటే దాని అర్థం తెలుసుకోండి. That is one of the important fundamental rules to prepare the newspapers. Then second page you need not bother, third page you need not bother, and fourth page also you need not bother, fifth page also you need not bother. And generally in the seventh page there will be one or two important articles. So you find out today's articles are not so important. Simple, you should read. Nilgiri mountain train gets a cool new look. Nilgiri mountain train gets a cool new look. To this extent you remember, it is not so important. Sometimes important articles will come. So seventh page is sometimes important, one or two items. Coming to this page is called editorial page. This page is called editorial page. This page is called editorial page. In this page, this is the editorial. In this page, this is the editorial, and this is the lead article. Okay, this page and this page, the two pages in the mid page editorial page are very, very important. Now I will explain how to read the editorial first. See, today's editorial: detention no cure. Detention no cure. What is this heading? Detention no cure. You have to think first, and whenever you find very interesting heading, you have to remember the topic interestingly, and you can note it down also somewhere. This article is related to education. This article is related to education. There was a report in education called SR report, Annual Survey on Education report. According to this report, there is a report called SR report, Annual Survey on Education report. According to this report, 5th class student is unable to do second class maths. 5th class student is unable to do second class maths. And 2 years back there is a committee on education, TSR Subramanian Committee on Education. That committee also told after 5th class there can be detention. After 5th class there can be detention. So if you are not performing well, you can be asked to study the same class again and again. This is called detention. Detaining in the same class. Have you ever detained? No. I have the history of detentions. My father used to go to the principal and please beg, your daughter will never attend school, she will never come to school, so I am going to detain. And my father says, how can you judge a person when she is so young? She might become bright after she becomes elder. And in many classes my father used to see and beg the principals, ma papa ni yokka class kodlendi yokkadan kodlendi. So detention, I have the history, I have the fear of detention. According to RTE Act, 6 to 14 years, 6 to 14 years there should be compulsory and free education. You know that. According to Right to Education Act, 6 to 14 years there should be compulsory and free education. And free and compulsory education between 6 to 14 is a fundamental right. Is a fundamental right according to Article 21A. 21A. Article 21 capital A of the Indian Constitution gives right to education a fundamental right. Okay. So 6 to 14 you have to be in schools. But last year Niti Aayog, you have an institution in India called Niti Aayog. Niti Aayog means National Institution for Transforming India Aayog. You have an institution called Niti Aayog, National Institution for Transforming India Aayog. In this Niti Aayog, there is a survey. They told poor children, Dalit children, vulnerable children, disabled children, there are many vulnerable sections who cannot match up with their quality of education in 5th class, 6th class, 7th class. If they detain, they will drop out from the school. More number of detentions means more number of dropouts. In a way, it is counterproductive. When you detain a child, he is running away from the school. In fact, you are not promoting education by detention. You are promoting dropouts. Okay, in fact, you are not promoting education. You are promoting dropouts. So, detention is not cure. Now, try to understand the heading. Detention is not cure. Is no cure. What does it mean? See, when you read an article, the heading speaks about the article. The heading speaks about the article. Detention is no cure. And the author says here, the editor says here, see, you want to promote education. When you want to promote education, from class 5th to class 8th, you are trying to promote detentions. Up to 5th class, no detention. But 5th class, 8th class, detention. When you detain, children are dropping out and they are not going for further education. This is wrong. In fact, you have to enhance the quality of teachers, quality of education, and in quality of infrastructure rather than detaining a kid. Ensure that in the class and in the particular year student performs well rather than trying to detain them, so that children will not drop out. And you see, education is the panacea for all the problems. As Nelson Mandela told, education is the most powerful weapon through which you can change the world. Education is the most powerful weapon through which you can change the world. And you have Swami Vivekananda, who told, education is a manifestation of perfection which already existed in man. Education is the manifestation of perfection which already existed in man. And in such a country, if you make children without education, they will become child labor, they will end up in poverty, and they will enter into vicious circle. They will enter into vicious circle. So what to do? There are two things which you have to address if you want to make India bright: education and health. Education and health. If you take care of these two things, India will be bright. So this article you have to write like this. After reading, you have to think like this. That means you have developed a concept and an idea. What is the purpose of education? Detentions. Why? Because low productivity. Students are unable to read English or ABCDs when they come to 5th class also. And 6th class they don't know 2 into 2 is equal to 4. So what to do? And most of the teachers who are teaching for 5th class or 6th class don't know the spelling of attendance. They don't know the spelling of attendance. The poor quality of teachers result in poor quality of students. And in India, a single teacher schools exist. One teacher teaches all the subjects for 1st class to 5th class. All the students will be sitting in the same class. Last year, 3rd ranker Ronan Gopal Krishna is a single teacher for a single school. And he is a teacher and he teaches for all the students. And I asked him, how do you teach? All 1st class students will be there, 2nd will be there, 3rd will be there, 4th will be there, 5th will be there. And he will say, 1st class students he will give small, he will explain something, ask them to do work. And 2nd class students he will teach for 5 minutes and ask them to do some work. Like that he will plan many tricks. But is it possible practically? So that is a problem. Tomorrow when you become IAS, first thing you have to address is, if you want to change India, educate every Indian. Automatically India will change. Give basic education to everyone. And education is different from literacy. Literacy means reading the names. For example, when someone can read the name of their village on the bus or bus number, or do simple arithmetics, they are called literates. Literacy is different from education. For example, if your grandmother can sign her own name, she is a literate, but she might not be educated. So literacy means knowing basic numeracy and reading and signing, whereas education means a proper qualitative output of the individual where he can produce something out of his education. This is called education. So you should know the difference between literacy and education also here. And you should also know what are the various committees on education. What are the various committees on education? And national policy and education. Education is a fundamental right now between 6 to 14. 6 to 14 years right to education is a fundamental right. So this is how you have to analyze. Your brain should think. Done? So next article, lead article. This article is called lead article. The Sabarimala singularity. The Sabarimala singularity. See, temple entry movements. Temple entry movements. Alayallo pravesam. In the olden days, it's an exclusive domain of the elite class, rich caste. Okay, Dalits were not allowed. In most of the temples, women were not allowed. There are many restrictions. And you all know B.R. Ambedkar led temple entry movements. For example, Kalaram temple entry movement he led. And you know, in Kerala, there was a person called Sri Narayana Guru. SNDPY movement he started. Like that, recent past, there was a temple in Maharashtra, Shani Shignapur temple. There is a temple in Maharashtra called Shani Shignapur temple. There is a lady activist called Trupti Desai. She led a temple entry movement for women. She led a temple entry movement for women. So temple entries movements are right now going on, and this particular issue is about Sabarimala temple entry issue. Women between 10 to 50 years of age are not allowed into Sabarimala temple. Women between 10 to 50 years of age are not allowed into Sabarimala temple. Okay. See, Lord Ayyappa is considered as a bachelor, and if woman in that age enters into his temple, there will be some customary problem. That is the argument. But the other side of the argument is, it's a basic right of every individual to worship the ideal whom she or he wants. If a woman likes to go and worship Sabarimala god, Lord Ayyappa, why the woman should be denied the right? And we have section article 25 to 28. Article 25 to 28 of the Indian Constitution, which says right to freedom of religion. Mata Swatantrapu Hakku. Article 25 to 28, which speaks about right to freedom of religion. And why should women should not be allowed? Why should women should not be allowed? The case is going on. Indian Young Lawyers Association versus State of Kerala. The case is Indian Young Lawyers Association versus State of Kerala. Whenever such name is given, try to remember. Indian Young Lawyers Association versus State of Kerala, Sabarimala temple entry case. It's called Sabarimala temple entry case. Here you should understand a point. 5 judges Supreme Court bench is hearing the case. The case is not so simple as we discuss here. It have many complexities. See, Article 25 clause 2 clause B says the state can make legislation to open Hindu religious institutions to any class of citizens. The state can make a law to open Hindu temples to any class of citizens. That means the state can make a law and allow some classes of citizens into temples. Article 25 clause 2 clause B says. And by using Article 25 clause 2 clause B, by using Article 25 clause 2 clause B, there is a case called Sri Venkataramana Devara versus State of Mysore 1958. Sri Venkataramana Devara versus State of Mysore 1958. That means any disability caused to any citizen based on some customs, the central government make bylaw, the government may bylaw can take away that. That means if you don't allow Dalits, the central government or the government can make a law and allow the Dalits. And Madras Temple Entry Authorization Act. So all these things, the state government can make the law, the state government can make the law. So all these things were discussed in the article. But here a question, what is great, custom or a right? Human right or a custom? See, there are two issues which we have to discuss. One thing, in India we have a custom like child marriage. In India we have custom like sati. In India we have a custom like jallikattu. Okay. Do we have evidence of child marriage? Yes. Even today, not less than 1/4 of the Indian, 1/3 of the Indian marriages are child marriages. Child marriages. So we have a custom, but is it a right thing? The court has to decide whether the custom has a reason, has a rationality, or whether the human right should be followed. So it's a very complex question and a constitutional question. So let us see how the court is going to decide on this case. This is a story. So custom goppada, rights goppava. Women ki right ivala, lekapothe aacharalu goppava. Let us see. Let us see how court is going to decide on this. Manam chuddam. By the time we end our sessions, the decision will come out. Next article, sanctions relief. Sanctions relief. Next article is about sanctions relief. See, in America they have an act called CAATSA. CAATSA. In America there is an act called CAATSA. CAATSA. Countering American Adversaries Through Sanctions Act. CAATSA means Countering American Adversaries Through Sanctions Act. Ante, if any country starts any export-import relationship or strategic relationship with American enemies, American adversaries, whom America do not like, then America will impose sanctions on the other country. For example, America don't like Russia and India is purchasing some military equipment from Russia. America will impose sanctions on India. Ante చూడండి, అమెరికాకి రష్యాకి పడట్లేదు. ఇండియా రష్యా నుంచి ఒక మిసైల్ సిస్టమ్ కొనుక్కుంటుంది, S-400 ట్రంప్ మిసైల్ సిస్టమ్. అమెరికా ఇండియా పైన ఆంక్షలు విధించవచ్చు. దట్స్ కాల్డ్ CAATSA. CAATSA. Countering American Adversaries Through Sanctions Act. CAATSA. Here there is a question. The question is, America said CAATSA will apply to Iran. For example, if India-Iran makes a friendship, CAATSA will apply on India. So Iran, Russia, North Korea, for all these countries, if somebody makes friendship with respect to trade, with respect to strategic relationship, America will impose sanctions on us. So this is a story. And you all know, yesterday Iran issue. By August 4th, America started reimposing sanctions. By November 4th, America asked India to stop purchasing oil from Iran. If India do not stop, America will impose sanctions on India. But India needs oil. India needs oil, and India purchases oil from Iran. From Saudi Arabia it will purchase, from Iraq it will purchase, it will also purchase from Iran. And India is saying, our Prime Minister is saying, we have strategic autonomy. We don't listen to you. We have independence in our foreign policy making. Ma foreign policy main cheskuntam. Our foreign policy will do it. We have this strategic autonomy. But now there was a sigh of relief for India. The sigh of relief is President of America can waive CAATSA for some reason. American president will have discretion to waive CAATSA. That means America can impose sanctions, but president can have some give some relaxation to the country. So now there is a problem, there is an issue. India is purchasing S-400 Trump missile defense system from Russia. It's a defense equipment from Russia, and India might get sanctions from America. Now American president have the privilege to waive the sanctions. Konni aankshalu ettese adhikaram American president ku vachindannamata. But we cannot say whether Trump will do that or not, because Trump is most unpredictable person. Trump is the most unpredictable person. We cannot say whether Trump can do that or not. Okay, this is called sanctions relief. That means aankshalu nunchi vimukti. Kani vastho ledo teliyadu. Done. Next article. Understood how to read this? Yes. Next article. Different messages, different methods. Next article is different messages, different methods. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Our Prime Minister Narendra Modi went for 3-nation visit for 5 days to Africa. Rwanda, Uganda, South Africa. Rwanda, Uganda, South Africa. He went for 3-nation visit. Last 2 years, 1.5 years back also he went. Tanzania, Mozambique, all these countries he went. South Africa, all these countries Modi went. China and India both are showing strong interest towards Africa, relations with Africa. Both India and China have strong interest with relations with Africa. India-Africa trade 10 years back, 2005-2006 is $11.9 billion. India-Africa trade is $11.9 billion. Now it was increased to $62.66 billion. In 2017-18, it is $62.66 billion. First point you have to note, 10 years back our trade is 11.9, now $62.66 billion. Whereas China-Africa trade in 2011, not now, now it might have increased, is $166 billion. 166. Say India-Africa trade present is 62. 6 years back, 7 years back, China-Africa trade is 166. Understood? So India and China follows their own methods in increasing its relationship with Africa. China follows traditional methods like establishing companies, investments, and exploration, exploitation, all these things. India follows some long-term approach, skill development in Africa, human development in Africa, all these things. So both have their own ways, but strong Africa, strong markets. Now Africa is emerging as middle class market. So right now the world politics are shifting from Atlantic to Indo-Pacific, and Africa is very important. And you know there are 2-3 important things. India started a program called Project Mausam. Project Mausam. Project Mausam is started by Ministry of Culture. Project Mausam is started by Ministry of Culture. You know why? To reconnect with Indian Ocean countries culturally. To reconnect with Indian Ocean countries culturally. Why India started Project Mausam? Why it is really important? Why India started Project Mausam? Why it is really important? See, China started OBOR, One Belt, One Road. China started constructing roads and road developments. China started BRI, that is Belt and Road Initiative, connecting Asia, Africa and Europe. More than 60 countries will get connected with this. So China wanted to have strong ties with all countries. Okay, and China also trying to encircle India. China wanted to counter India and encircle India. China wanted to decrease India's power, reduce India's power. So for that, India has to concentrate on its friends again. For that reason, India started Project Mausam to counter China. China ఏం చేస్తుంది, మన చుట్టుపక్కల ఉన్న దేశాలతో ఫ్రెండ్షిప్ చేసుకుంటుంది. ఇండియా దాన్ని కౌంటర్ చేయడానికి ఏం చేస్తుంది, ప్రాజెక్ట్ మౌసం చేసింది. ఇండియా హ్యావ్ మేడ్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ మౌసం. India have made Project Mausam to reinvigorate its cultural ties. Not only that, our Modi 2 years back have announced a doctrine called SAGAR, SAGAR. Modi have announced a doctrine called SAGAR, security and growth for all in the region. So that means Indian Ocean region, Modi is trying to increase the strength of India. So we are trying to do all these things, but let us see who will win over, India or China. Both are competing for Africa, and this is called soft powers. See, in IR, in international relations, we use the word called soft power. When you want to make a friendship, you will give a gift, or you will send a diplomat, or you will invest in the other country, you will go to visit. This is called increasing the soft power. Whereas we have a word called hard power. What is hard power? Hard power means using military wars, coercion, fear, threat, giving a threat. That's called hard power. For example, now Iran and America, they are issuing ultimatums to each other. So they are telling, don't touch me and don't touch me, we are not going to listen, we are not going to do all these things. That is how this is called coercive techniques. It comes under hard power. Soft power means బుజ్జిగించడం, డబ్బులు ఇవ్వటం, గిఫ్ట్లు ఇవ్వటం, అలాంటివన్నీ soft power. Okay, so India and China both are using their soft power in Africa, and India and Japan together started Asia Africa Growth Corridor. India and Japan together started Asia Africa Growth Corridor, AAGC. India Japan కలిసి ఆఫ్రికాతో గ్రోత్ కారిడార్ స్టార్ట్ చేశారు. ఇండియా జపాన్ ఏషియా ఆఫ్రికా గ్రోత్ కారిడార్. సో లెట్ సీ హౌ థింగ్స్ విల్ గో. అండ్ యూ ఆల్ నో దట్ ఇన్ ద UN there is a establishment called peacekeeping force. ఐక్యరాజ్య సమితి శాంతి కాముక దళాలు, UN peacekeeping force. India is sending many troops to peacekeeping forces, particularly in Africa. That is also a very good gesture between India and Africa. APJ Abdul Kalam, when he was the president of India, visited Africa. He was moved by the plight of Africa. He was moved by the problems of Africa, and he has made a new idea called Pan-African E-Network. Pan-African E-Network. In the earlier article when I am discussing, I told education and health are the two important things. Education and health are the two important things. Here Abdul Kalam told, connect universities, connect primary health centers, connect universities and connect hospitals of Africa with India online, so that expertise from here can give them some guidelines. So some connections also started recently. He gave this idea 15 years back. Recently I came to know that with some countries Pan-African E-Network started. So this is also good idea, good connectivity between Africa and India. And you all know our Mahatma Gandhi is a goodwill ambassador from India to Africa. He started his ideas of non-violence and satyagraha in South Africa. Okay, this is how you have to think India-Africa relations by using this article. And 90% of the things which I have given are from this article. నేను ఏమేమి చెప్పానో చాలా వరకు ఆర్టికల్ నుంచి చెప్పేశాను. సో ఐ కంప్లీటెడ్ ద ఆన్సర్ ఫ్రమ్ ఆర్టికల్. నెక్స్ట్ ఆర్టికల్, Israel's new law is a form of apartheid. Israel's new law is a form of apartheid. A-P-A-R-T-H-E-I-D. A-P-A-R-T-H-E-I-D. So whenever you see new word like this, you should understand the meaning. What is apartheid? Racial discrimination. Jati vivaksha. What is apartheid? A-P-A-R-T-H-E-I-D. Apartheid means racial discrimination. Apartheid means racial discrimination. The apartheid is a word which have come from South Africa. Apartheid is a word basically from South Africa, where blacks were discriminated. They were discriminated. This is apartheid. So here the word apartheid is used as synonym for racial discrimination. Israel's new law is a form of apartheid. Israel's new law is a form of apartheid. What is that? See. 1 week back, 5-6 days back, Israel passed a basic law stating that Israel is a Jewish state. Israel is a Jewish state. Remember, 20% of the people who are living in Israel are Arabs. Arabs, they are Muslims. Jews follow Zionism and Arabs follow Islam. And now Arabs are feeling insecure in Israel because Israel directly said that it is a Jewish state. Their language, Hebrew language, now will become the complete official language, and their God, their religion, their language, their culture will be given priority. So Israel, now see the heading, Israel's new law is a form of apartheid. That means Israel's new law is discriminating the Arabs. Understood the meaning? Israel, the nation state of the Jewish people, they have national self-determination, means their own culture, their own language, their determination is a priority. Israel is the nation state of the Jewish people, and here you are right that it's a nation state of there are majority of Jewish people, but in the modern nation states you can never say the state belongs to only particular group of people or particular race. You can never say the state belongs to only particular group of people or particular states. Rest all are the other interpreted the history. If you can understand, you can understand. But the last paragraph is important. India and Israel. See, Israel as a country was formed in 1949. Israel as a country formed in 1949. Before 1949, in the same place we have a country called Palestine. Before 1949, you have in the same place we have a country called Palestine. Whenever you are reading such articles, immediately you should take a atlas. You should locate. ఇలాంటి ఆర్టికల్ చదివినప్పుడు వెంటనే అట్లాస్ తీసుకుని లొకేట్ చేయాలి. Your country called Palestine, and Israel is formed in the year 1949. Jews are very intellectual people. For example, Einstein was a Jew. Who is Einstein? Who was Einstein? Great scientist. He was a Jew. And America and Jews are very close. In fact, Jewish lobby is very strong in America. Jewish lobby is very strong in America. Now, India have not established diplomatic ties with Israel from 1949 to 1992. India have not established diplomatic relations with Israel from 1949 to 1992. In 1992, India established. Till last year, no Prime Minister of India visited Israel. No Prime Minister of India visited Israel. Recently, the first Prime Minister of India to visit Israel was Modi. The first Prime Minister of India to visit Israel was Modi. From Israel, 15 years back, Ariel Sharon have come in 2003, and recently Benjamin Netanyahu have come to India. India-Israel relations have become strong now, and India and Israel have strong defense partnership, science and technology partnership, agricultural cooperation, cyber security, tourism, and all the things. But still a question. Recently America wanted to shift its embassy from Tel Aviv. The capital of Israel was Tel Aviv, but they want to shift to Jerusalem. Jerusalem is a contentious area. Jerusalem, whether it completely belongs to Israel or not yet decided. But America told indirectly Israeli capital is Jerusalem. The voting went in UN, and India voted against Israel. But still India and Israel friendship are going on. It is going on. Let us see how, and India still believes in two-nation policy. It wanted to have statehood to Palestine, statehood to Israel. So this issue you have to read and write a small note. మీరు చదివి ఒక నోట్స్ రాయాలి దీనిపైన. ఓకే, అండర్స్టూడ్? నెక్స్ట్ ఆర్టికల్, muzzling information. MUZZLING, muzzling information. And whenever you see such word muzzling, you should know the meaning. Dictionary open చేసి meaning చూసుకోవాలి. By evening you should see the meaning. Muzzling information. This article is about RTI Act, not RTE. It is RTI. RTI is right to information. RTI is right to information. Listen. RTI Act came into force on October 12th, 2005. RTI Act came into force on October 12th, 2005. We are living in a democracy. Democracy means ruled by the people. మనం ఉండేది ప్రజాస్వామ్యం. ప్రజాస్వామ్యంలో ప్రజలే ప్రభువులు. ఓకే, you know that. So people should know the information about governance. So RTI helps the people to get such information. You can file RTI applications. Recently amendments were proposed to RTI Act. Recently amendments were proposed to RTI Act. Amendment means changes. See, in RTI Act, the Central Information Commissioner and Information Commissioners all will get salaries in the state level also on par with election commissioners. Now in the changed amendment, the salary, tenure and position, one is salary, second is tenure. Tenure means for how long they will be in the service, and position, all will be decided by the central government, not like election commissioners. The argument of the bill is, the proposed experts was, see, election commission is a constitutional body. As you all know, election commission is a constitutional body, whereas information commission is a statutory body. One thing. So the tenure, everything should not be same. And second thing, the mandate of RTI, that is Information Commission, and Election Commission are different. Mandate means functioning. Mandate means functioning. The functioning of Information Commission and Election Commission are different. So you cannot expect. This is the change. And most important thing, there was a letharginess in appointing the Information Commissioners. There was delay in appointing the Information Commissioners. More than 26,000 cases are pending in Central Information Commission. Information Commissioners, staff, in the appointments, there was a delay. For that reason also there is a lot of criticism on the government. So this is the gist of the article, muzzling information. Understood? And next thing is single file. You see the single file, India's Magna Carta. India's Magna Carta. See, whenever in history, if some events gets 100-year celebrations, 125-year celebrations, 200-year celebrations, like that, that question we can expect in the exam. You have to prepare and go. History lo 100 ఏళ్ల celebrations 200 ఏళ్ల celebrations జరిగినప్పుడు that question you can expect in the exam. Marking the 100th year of Montague-Chelmsford report. So you have to know. Anyhow in history class we will discuss, but here you should know. Marking the 100th year of Montague-Chelmsford report. This month marks 100th year of Montague-Chelmsford report. Indian constitutional reforms. See, for the first time in Montague-Chelmsford report, more powers are given to state governments and local governments. Up to 1935, India acted in the unitary model. That I will explain after 10 minutes. India acted in the unitary model. All powers are with the central government. But 1919 Act gave many powers to the local governments, and 1919 Act also introduced diarchy. Diarchy means dual rule in the state governments. The entire process I will explain in the history class, but remember this much. This is very important for exam. Montague-Chelmsford reforms. This is chala important. And whenever Hindu paper give FAQ, ikkada FAQ ichindi, frequently asked questions. So there will be some important thing. This is about Rafale deal. Rafale missile deal with France. Rafale missile deal with France. You can read about this. There was many issues and controversies relating to the deal. So the deal is very expensive. They have not given the transfer of technology on time, and all these things. There are many issues, and important information to with relating to Rafale deal was leaked. All these things were the allegations. Kindly read FAQ, India, France, Rafale agreement and security, all these things. So when you get this FAQ, you have to know what is that. You should know what is that. And see page number 11. It is not straight to detention centers for those not on NRC. It is not straight to detention centers for those not on NRC. National Registry of Citizens. NRC and National Registry of Citizens. Now Assam law, in Assam there is a problem of Bangladeshi illegal migrants. From Bangladesh illegally people are coming and settling down in Assam. Okay, now they wanted to maintain proper record. That's called NRC, National Registry of Citizens. In that they will give mention names. Generally if the name is not mentioned, they should be sent to detention home, but suddenly they won't do that. It is not straight to detention homes. Next article, India proud to be partner with Africa. Modi told. India proud to be partner with Africa. Modi outlines 10 principles. You should know all the 10 principles. Modi outlines 10 principles to have friendship with Africa. Africa to friendship cheyడానికి మోడీ గారు ఏం చేశారు? 10 principles చెప్పారు. మోడీ outlined 10 principles with Africa. And any important news on business page, 1 or 2 articles you can read. And very exceptional achievements in the sports page you can read. Done. And this is how you have to read.